Alright, so the next set of rules is on multiplying, alright? The first one is multiplying powers with the same base. So what that means is multiplying the same base with different powers. So a to the m times a to the n. So these are the same bases, right? If they are the same bases, we can multiply the exponent, which is these. These are the exponents, these are the degrees, right? If we are multiplying the same bases, the exponents, we just add them. Alright, and that becomes our answer. So let's think of it this way. We can rewrite this like a to the m power, parentheses, a to the n power, right? Think of it this way. If it's inside the parentheses, as in the degrees are inside the parentheses, you take these two and you add it. So we have a m plus n. Alright, here are some examples. If we had 2 to the third power times 2 to the fourth power, right? Again, here the same bases. These are both 2's, right? These are both 2, so we can add the exponents, as in multiply these two, add the exponents. This we're going to add, and that's going to be 2 raised to the 3 plus 4, which is 2 raised to the 7th. Alright, so let me write it in a different way. Let's do parentheses x to the 5th times x to the 2nd. Alright, again, this is the same thing, just different way of writing it. Again, same bases, xx. If they're the same base, then we can multiply or combine these, right? If the degree is inside the parentheses, just like this is right now, we're going to add those two. So x to the 5 plus 2, which is x to the 7th again. Alright? The next one is raising a power to a power. So we have one base this time. So let's say a again, and that's raised to the m, right? Now we're going to raise that one to the nth power. So now here's the difference. Up here, these were both inside the parentheses, right? This one's inside, this one's outside. If the degree is outside, alright, outside, then what you do is take this one and you take that one and you multiply it this time. So this equals a m times n, alright, which we can just rewrite as a m n. So you're not going to write it like this. You're actually going to multiply those numbers and simplify it, alright? So let's look at an example. In this case, let's say 2 raised to the 3rd to the 5th power, right? So this is inside, this is outside. So we're going to take these two and we're going to multiply. So that's going to be 3 times 5, which is 2 to the 15th. Alright? Let's look at another example. Let's say x to the 2nd raised to the 4th, right? Again, inside, outside, we're going to take this, we're going to multiply. So x 2 times 4, which is x raised to the 8th. Alright? One more thing, the last thing, we're going to kind of combine both of these together, alright? So we have a product. So raising a product to a power. So we have a product. A to the m, b to the n, and then we're going to raise it to another power. So let's call it p, right? Both inside. This is a, this is b, so we have different bases. We can't combine these. These are totally opposite. But we have a degree or exponent on the outside. So take this and we're going to multiply it to both of them. Alright? So it's going to look like this. So a m times p, b n times p. Alright? So that's going to be a m p, b n p. Alright? I know it's kind of weird right now, but with numbers it gets a little easier to understand. Alright, so let's use numbers as our basis. So we have 2 raised, let's say, to the 2nd times 3 and raised to the 1. Alright, so remember before this degree, sometimes we don't write it. The ones we usually don't write, but it's always going to be there if there is no number. So 4, let's raise this to the 4. So again, these are inside. These are different bases, right? This is totally different from this one, so we can't combine, but the outside exponent, we're going to take that, we're going to multiply, and we're going to multiply. Alright, multiply these. we're going to get 2 times 4 times 3 1 times 4. So if we simplify, this is going to be 2 to the 8th, 3 to the 4th. Alright, so let's look at one more example using variables. We have x, let's say, to the 2nd again, and then y to the 5th this time, right? We're going to raise this all by 2. So again, looking at the bases, this is x, this is y. We can't combine it, so let's leave it. There's a degree outside, so again, if it's outside the parentheses, we're going to take that and multiply it to both of those. So we have x 2 times 2, y 5 times 2, and that's gonna, hold on one second, that's gonna be x to the 4th, right? 2 times 2 is 4, y 5 times 2 is 10, and this is your simplified. So try these example questions. Try these using the rules that we already had: 0, negative, and multiplying exponents. Again, there will be a link in explaining how to do all of these, so please try it on your own. Just try it, see if you get it right. If you don't, that's fine. Just make your correct your mistakes. All right.